really want an orange right now.
Alright, try here, but I got you, buddy. Here you go.
You'll get me it? No! Yeah. But like I really want it, but like I hate peeling it.
You hate peeling it?
Yeah, right, it just gets really messy.
Okay.
And I have nails, it'll get like underneath them.
Tough luck, buddy. Go ahead and do her.
You're not gonna peel it for me?
Dude, okay, as if I don't do enough.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm being for real.
Good for you, man. Good for you, good for you.
For those of you who have better things to do than follow internet trends, well, for starters, I salute you, because it's somewhat comforting to know that you are making better use of your valuable time than sitting around and looking up weird ways on how women try to emotionally manipulate men into doing mundane tasks. But for those of you who are legitimately confused, this is the orange peel test. Basically, it's to see if a boyfriend will go through the annoying process of peeling an orange for his woman simply because the woman doesn't want to. If he does, then apparently he's a keeper. And if he doesn't, then I guess he's either a toxic masculine or fat phobic. I keep getting those two mixed up, so I have no idea. Either way, it's supposed to be the ultimate loyalty test to see if your man would be willing to walk over hot lava if his girlfriend is mildly inconvenienced. As you can tell, it's not exactly a well thought out test.
You can't peel this orange for me.
Dude, I ask you to do things all the time.
I do everything. I just did your laundry.
No.
And you can't peel this for me?
Dude, come on, man.
Seriously?
No. Figure your life out, dude. It's not all about what your man can do for you. It's about what you can do for yourself, right?
No, but like a good boyfriend would peel this for me.
Right.
Or like do something for me that I'm perfectly capable of. Obviously I can peel this, but like if you were...
a great boyfriend would tell you to do it yourself. I'm not a good boyfriend, I'm a great one.
Right on, brother, I hear you. Man, I hear you.
Well, a good girlfriend wouldn't be trying to emotionally manipulate me into peeling her damn fruit while wearing my favorite hockey jersey right before the start of hockey season, but you don't hear me complaining. But I digress. This whole suspiciously scripted argument could have been avoided if the girlfriend just respectfully asked her boyfriend to peel her fruit, but instead she decided to use emotionally manipulative language to try and challenge his honor and guilt trip him into doing the task. But what she failed to realize is that this certified gent here will not tolerate such disrespectful behavior. The second she decided to use such a lowball tactic to get out of peeling an orange, the man simply wasn't going to tolerate that. She's acting like a relationship is transactional, and self-respecting men will not allow such ideas to be in a relationship. Because at the end of the day, the man's peace and self-respect are more important than a woman trying to guilt trip him into peeling a damn orange.
And I'm trying to make you strong and independent and build you up as a female.
Well, that's the point. I can do it myself, but like the point is that you would do it for me.
Yeah.
As like an act of service.
But then you wake up and you realize, you know, that you can actually just do it yourself. And like you're not even that special. That's the thing. It's like get that in your skull, dude. Like you're really not that special.
Okay, then I'll just peel this orange for myself then.
Alright, go ahead. Oh, took you long enough.
I have a question, and I think it's safe to assume you all have it as well. What exactly is the point of this test? What does it prove? Because it looks to me like it proves nothing. All it does is show that you're a mean-spirited individual who is willing to take advantage of her boyfriend and spit out venomous bile if you don't get what you want. But with that being said, I did notice that you stayed perfectly centered in the frame of your shot, your makeup is pretty much on point, and your hair is nicely styled, and that lighting is pretty nice considering that this was supposed to be a spontaneous test with your boyfriend. I also noticed that you didn't freak the hell out when your boyfriend called you nothing special, and you most certainly wouldn't resort to peeling your own orange if he called you that, because if a boyfriend did say that to a modern woman, you know that she would be putting him on blast faster than a hobo jumps on a moldy cheese sandwich. And though this skit was mildly entertaining and somewhat informative, at the end of the day, I think we can say with complete confidence,
It's a fake.
Someone needs to let me know if I am the only one that has noticed that men are not like how they were when our parents were growing up. Like I grew up, I don't know if it's because like the Italian values or what, like I grew up like the man is supposed to take care of the woman. the man is supposed to go up to the girls. Like the man is supposed to have drive and initiate everything. Like I feel like now it's so hard to find guys that like even just in general have drive in life.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Traditionally speaking, you're absolutely right. That's the way it used to be for centuries. The man would pursue the woman. He would present himself in the best way possible to attract the best possible woman. And the woman would do the same for a man that was in her league. However, we no longer live in those times. The reason why men aren't putting in the kind of work is because you're not worth the effort. You're a 5 3/7 as a bridesmaid. Judging by the way you dress, you clearly have nothing to offer a man that he can't offer himself. And when you speak a sentence, you use the word like no less than 4 times. Those aren't exactly appealing to the type of men that you desire. If a man has put the extensive amount of time it takes to build himself up physically, mentally, and financially, there is no chance in HE double hockey sticks that he's going to reduce himself into dating a wannabe social media influencer whose tainted flesh mound of cruelty reeks of weak old spaghetti sauce.
Like I feel like it's so different, and I don't know, like I personally never get approached. I never. Maybe something's wrong with me. I don't know. But like, I feel like then like whenever I like talk about it, everyone's like, oh well, they want the girl to like go up to them. Like what? When did this change? When did this change? Because I want a man. I don't want to be the man. Someone come up to me.
No.
Woman, your kind asked for this. You wanted men to leave you alone, so we did. Because if we didn't, you would humiliate us on the internet, and that is the best case scenario. One false accusation from you is all it takes for our lives to be completely ruined forever. So it's not even worth risking walking up to you to say hello. You changed the rules to the game, not us. We're done playing these dumbass games with you because they're not fun, and the prizes we get if we win are so overrated that they make those cheap little plastic parachute men that cost 800 tickets at the arcade seem like gold bullion in comparison. And judging from your social media history, you're not worth approaching anyway. Just take a look at what I found after 2.5 minutes of scrolling through your TikTok page.
Anyways, I just feel like there's no manly men. I just don't think so. I think every guy I've met is like honestly super emotional. And that's fine. Like I'm all about feelings, whatever. Like I'm an emotional person. So like that's okay. But I feel like it's definitely like sometimes worse than girls. Like I'm not even kidding. Like it's crazy. Anyways, so if anyone knows if manly men still exist, let me know. Or if I'm the only one that thinks they don't. I don't know.
That's a mystery.
To answer your question, yes, there are plenty of manly men out there. They lift weights and eat steaks and have hobbies that are simply better than you, like spinning plates. And that sounded a lot better in my head, but that's not the point. The reason why these men aren't approaching you isn't because they don't exist, it's because you don't exist to them. You know how you ignore about 80% of the men out there as you go about your day-to-day business? Well, the tables turn, and the same goes for you, sweetheart. You are invisible to self-respecting men because you are one of the most intellectually devoid simpletons who ever walked the face of the earth. Your entitled and vain attitude is a massive turnoff to even average men, and you're not even worth 3 minutes of awkward making out in a seedy dive bar bathroom. Why would the kind of man you desire want to be with you when they have the pick of the litter when it comes to the most attractive and agreeable women? Now, even I will admit you may not be the runt of that particular litter, but you're not that far off either.
My dad just decided he's not going to pay for my wedding anymore. What I'm finding out is if you let your parent pay for your wedding, you kind of have to do it their way. Finally told my parents, I'm gonna do this my way, and they backed out of paying for it. So let me tell you what happened. I have to give credit where credit is due. My parents raised me to be an independent thinker, and as an independent thinker, I've decided we're not gonna do every single wedding tradition at my wedding. And that's where the fight comes in with my dad. It's the year 2023. Women are not property anymore, which is why I decided I will be walking myself down the aisle. My parents do not own me, and I'm not some property to be given away.
Go, girl! You get it, girl! You hear that? You got it, girl!
Full disclosure, the woman doing the makeup tutorial is apparently reading a Reddit post. The woman described in the post is allegedly not the woman putting on makeup. I have no idea if it's true, that's just what it says on the TikTok page. Now let's get intergalactic scorched earth on this broad. First off, you're not an independent thinker, because what you're saying is some of the dumbest, ill-informed crap that's being spewed out of your porridge tunnel. You see, the father giving the daughter away is a symbolic gesture. Your father loved, nurtured, and protected you from your childhood, and that is a duty that is now being given to the husband. This is a gesture of pride, approval, and love. And you know what the depressing part is? I slept through most of my schooling and I have zero prospects when it comes to marriage, and even I know this. If your parents are fronting the bill for your overpriced financial contract party, it's not too much of an ask for your father to give you away, as been the tradition for eons. But you're clearly a lemming trapped in the mind of a preteen girl who's stuck in an adult's body, so your crappy attitude isn't at all surprising.
My dad was not very happy to find out he wouldn't be walking me down the aisle. In his eyes, I'm taking away one of the most important parts of the day. Apparently, a first dance with my father isn't enough. My dad keeps going back to the point of, we've never treated you as property, why would you say that? He's also trying to say I'm discrediting everything him and my mom have done for me, which to me just feels unrelated. Like, I'm just not a fan of that tradition.
I must have missed 60 minutes. What are you saying?
I'm not a smart man, all right? But even I know that the wedding is all about the bride. It's one of the reasons why I'm against marriage. And anybody who denies this will get caught in the bride's nuclear hellfire of selfish abandon. Your father does not think the most important aspect of the wedding is him giving you away. However, that does not stop it from being extremely important to him. And for you to throw all of that away and accuse him of treating you like property is not only extremely disrespectful, it's also condescending to the man that literally gave you your DNA. All you're doing when you tell him that you will be walking yourself down the aisle is telling him that you are completely ungrateful for everything he ever did for you, and you're gonna leave him wondering if he actually should have worn a condom that night. With this one selfish act, you have damn near irreparably destroyed the relationship with your father simply because of a meaningless political cult that has no grounding in logic or reality.
I feel like he's been talking to his buddies, because the other day he came back to me and said, well, if you want to be independent, then you can pay for it yourself. Which to me still feels like, if you're not gonna do your wedding the way I want, then I'm not gonna pay for it, and that just doesn't feel right to me. So anyways, do we agree that my dad's being a complete jerk right now? Really hoping he comes around, because there's no way I can afford this wedding if he doesn't help me with it. So I'm just kind of holding out hope that he'll come through.
So why are you complaining? You got exactly what you wanted. You're not being treated like a piece of property. You're being treated like a strong and independent woman who don't need no father or her father's money. You've been fighting the good fight online by posting about how you think your life is so unfair because somebody left a mean comment on one of your dumbass Reddit posts. It's all about equality, which you got now. You should be celebrating this. But I'm sure if you work really hard and fight the patriarchy, you might be able to save up enough money for a few bus tickets to Reno. And if you try really, really hard, you might even be able to scrounge up enough pennies for a halfway decent Elvis impersonator to reside over your wedding, and maybe even get the nice smelling homeless people to be witnesses. Is it the dream wedding you always wanted? Of course not. But after treating your father the way you did, this is the wedding that you deserve. And that is gonna do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. As always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the break of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button and ring the notification bells so we can all get together and give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for checking out the new video, and until next time, peace out, homies.